this is so complicated sometimes. Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? All right. So we're on, right? Yes, we're live. Finally. Okay, AI, I'm back. Manners, respect, as usual. As we proceed to get educated, as we get educated on who we are. Yes, people. It's very important for us to look into our self and see who we are, where we come from. We really have to explore ourselves, because if we don't, I tell us that nobody will. You see, nowadays them want to cut out this, them want to cut out that. They want to do this, they want to do that. So again, I say, we have to educate ourselves, and we have to find the courage to explore, find ourselves, work as a team. All of the things that we were missing, we had before. We had all the tools them for we succeed in our life. But when you look on it, right, we are ignoring the key things to our existence, and I spend so much time on other people what them say and what them do. So me tell us, I continue looking at these amazing heroes that we don't pay attention to. Let me just get myself situated, because I tell you, when I reach on my YouTube channel, we're supposed to be finding education, looking back on our history, finding people who encourage, people that will uplift, people that will bring positivity to our life. And them people that we're supposed to highlight, those are the people we're supposed to be embracing. I met them people here, part of it with life, with everyday living. I do many research so far, not many, and all of them era that set such a high standard. Yesterday it was the 6 888. And me tell you, so them ladies that some of them is still alive, the acknowledgement where them are getting now, it's overwhelming. So, but the thing about it is, all of them things here, all of these things is our responsibility. I say me hear Trump say I take out this year animal. He's doing all of these stuff, right? To take away from the people them greatness, or not highlighting the people them greatness. When I look on it, I say, are we for do the things them what we need for do? The reason why I choose them things here now, I just started off at one thing and it's just end up put me in the right direction. It just put me in the right direction of knowledge. So I just go through. I am just gonna create information, find the good people, them look upon them life, highlight them, do part one, part two, them things there. Hopefully them things there will get people interested in finding about their history. So one of the people them, let's say I go look upon is Black Cesar. Right? All of them people, you know, I tell you, so there's so much different. We exist all over the map. We exist all over history. We exist everywhere. Either we did it before or we just the type of people. Them say this is what other people say. Other races explore. Right? Meanwhile, our race we discover. Right? But it's who write the history for us, you know. Who write the history for we? I know we write our history. That's why I say sometimes I'm read them things that you can see that there's something in it other than what they're saying. Right? So I'm gonna look a bit from Black Cesar. So make we start. During the golden age of piracy in the late 1600 and early 1700, a pirate ship was one of the few places a black man could attain power and money in the Western Hemisphere. Some of these black pirates were fugitive slaves in the Caribbean or the coastal areas of the Americas. Others joined pirate crew when their slave ships or plantation was raided. It was often an easy choice between perpetual slavery and freedom through lawlessness. It is estimated that up to one-third of the 10,000 pirates during the golden age of piracy were formerly enslaved. While many were still mistreated and forced to do the lowest tax aboard ship, some captains established revolutionary equality among their crews regardless of race. On these ships, black pirates could vote, bear arms, and receive an equal share of the booty. The booty. Back on the mainland, however, justice for black and white pirates was not equal. White pirates were usually hanged, but black pirates were often returned to their owners or otherwise resold into slavery, a fate worse than death for some. One of the most famous black pirates was Black Caesar, who raided ships in the Florida Keys for almost a decade before joining Blackbeard aboard the Queen Anne's Revenge. Like many pirates, his life is shrouded in legend, but he was apparently a okay, shrouded in legend, but he was apparently a very large and very cunning man. I'm changed cunning to psych nowadays. Many accounts state that he was an African chieftain who had evaded capture by enslavers several times before succumbing to a cruel deception. Tell us a right true history, that deception, that sellout. I'm gonna talk about sellout already. Or in some instances, sellout is good. Okay. Aboard the slave ship, he was befriended by a sailor who gave him food and water. As they neared the Florida coast, a hurricane provided the confusion the two needed for an armed escape on a rowboat, and they were evidently the only survivors of the storm. For several years thereafter, the pair amassed a considerable fortune by posing as shipwrecked sailors and violently robbing vessels that offered them assistance. So even then, them a prep. I tell you, say right through history, you know, we have humans, and humans, you have all kind of humans. I'm gonna tell you some more time. The evil humans. They allegedly buried their bounty on Elliott Key. Black Caesar was eventually able to hire on more crew and began attacking ships on the open sea. It is said that he kept a prison camp and possibly a harem of kidnapped women in the Keys, but often failed to leave his captives with provision during his voyages, and many starved to death. In the early 1700s, he joined Blackbeard's crew as his lieutenant and was there for Blackbeard's death at the hands of Lieutenant Robert Maynard. Following this defeat, Black Caesar was captured with the surviving crew by Virginia colonial authorities and was hanged in Williamsburg in 1718. Okay, so back on, right? Okay. Okay, so we could jump in off him. Okay, let me jump in on Black Caesar now. Okay, so it says Caesar, later known as Black Caesar. So I guess they don't want to separate themselves from the regular Caesar. was a 1718 was a West African pirate who operated during the golden age of piracy. He served aboard the Queen's Anne's Revenge of Edward Tech Blackbeard and was one of the surviving members of that crew following Blackbeard's death at the hands of Lieutenant Robert Maynard. The legend. Black Caesar, according to traditional accounts, was a prominent African tribal war chieftain, widely known for his huge size, immense strength, and keen intelligence. You see how intelligence is always, it's always at the forefront, of us. We are smart people. We are. He evaded capture from many different slave traders. Caesar was finally captured when he and 20 of his warriors were lured onto a ship by a slave trader. Showing him a watch, the trader promised to show him and his warriors more objects, which were too heavy and too numerous to bring on shore. If they came aboard his ship, he enticed them to stay with food, musical instruments, silk scarves, and jewels. However, he had his men raise anchor and slowly sailed away. When Caesar discovered what was happening, he and his men attempted to charge the captors but were driven back by the well-armed sailors using swords and pistols. Although it took a considerable length of time for him and his warriors to accept their captivity, he was eventually befriended by a sailor who was the only man Black Caesar would accept food and water from. As they neared the coast of Florida, the sudden appearance of a hurricane threatened to destroy the ship on the Florida reefs. Recognizing the ship's imminent destruction, the sailors snuck below decks and freed Caesar. The two men then forced the captain and crew into a corner, most likely at gunpoint, and boarded one of the longboats with ammunition and other supplies. The wind and waves pushed them to shore where they waited out the storm. Apparently the only survivors of the doomed ship. They soon began using the lifeboat to lure passing ships, which stopped to give assistance while posing as shipwrecked sailors. They'll sail out to the vessels, offering to take them aboard. Once they were close to the vessel, they brought out their guns and demanded supplies and ammunition, threatening to sink the ship if they were refused. He and the sailor continued this ploy for a number of years, and amassed a sizable amount of treasure which was buried on Elliot Key. However, he and the sailor had a falling out over a young woman the mate had brought back from one of the ships they had looted. I tell you how long man a fight over a woman. No sir. Fighting over her, Caesar killed his longtime friend in a duel and took the woman for his own. Jeez. Eh? A man save you from, boy, betrayal everywhere. He began taking on more pirates over time and soon was able to attack ships on the open sea. He and his crew were often able to avoid capture by running into Cesar Creek and other inlets between Elliot and Old Rhodes Key and onto the Mangrove Islands. Using a metal ring embedded in a rock, they ran a strong rope through the ring, heeled the boat over, and hid their boat in the water until the patrol ship or some other danger went away. They might also lower the mast and sink the ship in shallow water, later cutting the rope or pumping out the water to raise the boat and continue raiding. It is thought that he and his men buried 26 bars of silver on the island, although no treasure has ever been recovered from the island. He reputedly had a harem on his island, having at least 100 women seized from passing ships, as well as a prison camp where he kept prisoners in stone huts open to ransom them. When leaving the island to go on raids, he left no provision for these prisoners, and many eventually starved to death. A few children reportedly escaped captivity, subsisting and berry and shellfish and formed their own language and customs. This society of lost children gave rise to native superstition that the island is haunted. Caesar's Rock, one of three islands located north of Key Largo, is reportedly named after him, as is a channel there called Caesar's Creek. Caesar's Rock, one of three islands located north of Key Largo, is reportedly named after him, as is a channel there called Caesar's Creek. So even after the pirate them name places. The myths surrounding Black Caesar time in the Florida Keys cannot be verified by period sources. Elements of the legend surrounding Black Caesar can be traced to literary inventions such as the 1798 play Blackbeard, or The Captive Princess, and the 1922 novel Black Caesar's Clan. Service with Blackbeard. What can be known for certain is that Caesar served aboard Blackbeard's flagship Queen Anne's Revenge. He was still with Blackbeard in 1718 when the pirates were cornered by Lieutenant Maynard. The General History of the Pirates, 1724, records that Teach had little or no hopes of escaping, and therefore had posted a resolute fellow, a negro whom he had bred up with a lighted match, in the powder room with command to blow up when he should give him orders, which was as soon as the lieutenant and his men could have entered, that so he might have destroyed his conquerors. And when the negro found how it went with Blackbeard, he could hardly be persuaded from the rash action by two prisoners that were then in the hold of the sloop. Taken prisoner by Virginian colonial authorities, Caesar, whom the general history referred to only as Caesar, not as Black Caesar, was tried for piracy but was acquitted. Later historians and writers equated the Negro who tried to blow up the vessel with Caesar, but there were at least 6 black pirates aboard the ship, and the one bred up by Blackbeard was not identified at trial. Despite his acquittal, Caesar is often described as having been convicted and hanged. After his release, the ex-slave Caesar may have returned to the possession of Chief Justice and Secretary of the Province of Carolina. May doesn't mean that it's true. Tobias Knight, or to that of Virginia Governor Alexander Spotswood. Caesar may also have survived piracy and slavery to work as a cooper past age 70. A cooper is a craftsman who produces wooden casks, barrels, vats, buckets, tubs, troughs, and other similar containers from timber staves that are usually heated or steamed to make them pliable. You see, we ingenuity though, even we make wood. Why? I just the genius of us. The Black Caesar character appeared in the 2005 miniseries Blackbeard, Terror at Sea, in the 2006 film Blackbeard, an episode of Legends of Tomorrow titled The Great British Fake Off, and the 2021 Netflix documentary series The Lost Pirate Kingdom. Right through history of great people. And I think being a criminal is great, but again, land, sea, anywhere we go, we have the ability to be great. All of them things I'm going to look upon and I say, because of our greatness, other people tell for tale for we. We don't tell our tales. We have no time to tell our tale. Okay, so there is obviously there's many other pirates, black pirates, right? But don't get them. And that me saying, right through history, there's so much people that was much better. We are tougher. We not get the recognition. Them not get the highlight. Okay. 3 notable black pirates were menacing the Caribbean Sea. The most famous of all was Black Cesar, a former slave turned into a pirate. I will note off. I know them say he was okay, see? I don't understand how them people always have come up with these stuff though, man. Why would you guys wanna pop up this when I'm doing this? Piss me off. You see now there's other pirates. See? I don't understand how. Okay, so there's this is same get captures in 17, 18 and sentence. Often mistaken with black pirate. Okay. Often mistaken with Black Cesar, Blackbeard's associate is Henry Cesar, who eventually was also given the same name though they operated within decades apart. Henry Cesar was a Haitian pirate and like the others made a name and fortune raiding European vessels. However, for Henry it all would change with the Haitian Revolution. He followed his patriotic moral compass and played an important role in the revolution. Last but not least, we have the infamous Dutch pirate Laurens de Graaf, known as El Griffe. Though many depictions pose him as a white man, the pirate with a crew of over 2,000 men was likely of African descent. Actually, the name Griffe was commonly used to refer to mulatto people. That is, those with European and African ancestry. According to the story, he was enslaved during his childhood by the Spanish, but he managed to escape. He devoted his life to torment Spanish vessels to the point that the Spanish gave him the nickname of the devil. Dutch pirate named Laurens de Graaf, he started his career as a French privateer, and the Spanish greatly feared his crew that grew up to about 2,000 pirates at one time. Many accounts record that he was tall with blonde hair and blue eyes, but his nickname tells another story. He was known as El Grif, which was a common name given to men and women who had both European and African ancestry, which indicates he may have been a mulatto. After being enslaved by the Spanish in his early life, he spent the rest of his life being a thorn in their sides. He attacked Spanish ships and settlements, and the Spanish frequently referred to him as devil. So right through history, there's people, me tell you, say, if you go look, okay, piracy was probably the most democratic society at the time, likely the precursor of democracy in the world, with the main trading routes set in the Atlantic Ocean. Most pirates settled in the Caribbean, making it a haven for their illegal trade. The Caribbean and nearby territories were also the main destination of the slave trade, transporting human cargoes into the Americas. These contrasting societies eventually clashed, and piracy, whether intentional or not, ended up damaging the slave trade business for almost an entire century. The golden age of piracy coincided with one of the early peaks of the slave trade. The first one ran around 1620 to 1720, and the latter had its boom from the mid 17th century until the 19th century. It's more than obvious that both would collide as their activities centered on the sea, but how did they relate and coincide? Piracy and its dominance over the seas during its golden age has become a subject of interest, not only historically speaking but also culturally. Products like movie franchise, literary masterpiece, songs and art have given us images about that age that are hard to dismiss. Historical personalities like Blackbeard, Mary Read, and Calico Jack have been immortalized in all sorts of products, and their personalities and deeds have inspired tons of fictional characters, one of them being the extremely successful Disney franchise Pirates of the Caribbean. It's funny them people take all our hero and turn them. We all seen the movies and fall in love with the irreverent character of Jack Sparrow and his adventures and his beloved Black Pearl. We have seen all sorts of secondary characters, some of them of diverse backgrounds, and although these movies do include some black characters, there's something they haven't really portrayed. Nah, something they have deliberately avoided. uh, and that's the connection piracy had with slavery and the number of black pirates that menaced the sea. Let me see. I see one thing start with one thing and then you get into so much different things, right? You have Calico Jack. Calico Jack. So, we look for Calico. not really have, I don't have much information upon him. And bring it back to the same thing. No, pirates didn't really have a moral compass against slavery, and some of them were actually slave traders themselves. However, indeed, many captains were known to focus on raiding slave ships, freeing slaves and offering them to join their crew. Some captains will make them do the worst jobs and treat them as part of their property, while others accepted them as free men like the rest and could even rise in ranks among the crew. All, all in all, pirate ship became free havens for black men and a job that could actually let them gain power and money. Beside that, for pirates, having black men join their crew represented strong men willing to take revenge against colonial ships. Again, this wasn't a moral matter. For pirates, slave ships were a treasure itself. Not only could they expand their crew, but the ships were also loaded with all sorts of material goods. But all in all, the main treasure were ships themselves. These were the fastest ships, and more importantly, they were extremely big, perfect for big pirate crews. Having bigger and faster ships allowed pirates to raid any ship they encountered. It's fact that when the golden age of piracy went into decline, the slave trade increased monumentally. This means that for a century there was a decrease in number of slaves traded from Africa to America, and it's no secret that for colonial countries, piracy was a real menace, only for material exports but for human trade. So, Mary Read. We even have a gangster pirate. We even have a woman pirate, Mary Read. Watch me now, man. That means I'm not supposed to do because this is supposed to be, well, this is supposed to be the male episode, but I'm saying in the same time, Mary Read died April 1721. Was an English pirate. She and Anne Boy and Anne Bonny. Anne Bonny was a pirate who served under John Calico Jack Rackham. Amongst the few recorded female pirates in history, she has become one of the most recognized pirates of the golden age of piracy, as well in the history of piracy in general. Were among the few female pirates during the golden age of piracy. Reed was likely born in England. General history says she began dressing as a boy at a young age. At first at mother's urging in order to receive inheritance money. But tell you thing, everything about humans, it doesn't really change. It's just you have to get enough like-minded people to change the status of things. To get inheritance money, and then as a teenager, in order to join the British military, she then married, and upon her husband's death moved to the West Indies around 1715. Around August 1720, she joined Jack Rackham's crew. Jack Rackham's? Rackham, commonly known as Calico Jack, was an English pirate captain operating in the Bahamas and in Cuba during the early 18th century. His nickname was derived from the calico clothing that he wore, while Jack is a nickname for John. Okay. So the clothes them here and give him the nickname Calico Jack. Dressing as a man alongside Anne Brani, her time as a pirate was short-lived, as she, Bonnie, and Rackham were arrested in October 1720. Rackham was executed in November, but Reed and Bonnie both claimed to be pregnant during their trials and received delayed sentences. Reed died while in prison in April 1721. Mary's mother had married a sailor with whom she had a son. The husband then disappeared at sea. His mother then began to send her financial support for the boy. The husband then disappeared at sea. His mother, oh, okay, the pirate's mother, then began to send her financial support for the boy. She soon became pregnant again by another man, but hid the second pregnancy. Her son died. Then she gave birth to a girl, Mary. To hide the shame, her mother passed young Mary off as her first and only child. The boy, to continue receiving support from the boy's grandmother. Okay. Jesus. Jacket. Oh my goodness. Them people, even back then, them people, I tell you, say, just because we are human, we create sin. And I like say we sin, we just create sin. We just find a way. We just do wrong. The grandmother was fooled, and they lived on her money as long as possible. At age 13, dressed as a boy, Reed found work as a footboy and then employment on a ship. She later joined the British military and the crew of a British man of war. Okay. In Royal Navy jargon, a man of war was a powerful warship or frigate of the 16th to the 19th century that was frequently used in Europe. Although the term never acquired a specific meaning, it was usually reserved for a sailing ship, armored cannon. She later quit this and moved into Flanders, where she carried arms in a regiment of foot as a cadet and served bravely, but could not receive commission because promotion in those days was mostly purchase. Jesus. Mary moved on to a regiment of horse, which was allied with Dutch force against the French. This could have been during the 9-Year War or during the War of the Spanish Succession. Reed, in male disguise, proved herself through battle but fell in love with a Flemish soldier. When they married, she used their military commission and gifts from intrigued brethren in arms to acquire an inn named D-IEASYJERK. The Three Horseshoes near Brenda Castle in Netherlands. Upon her husband's early death, Reed resumed male dress and military service in the Netherlands with peace. There was no room for advancement, so she quit and boarded a ship bound for the West Indies. The ship that she boarded happened to be boarded by a pirate ship. Being disguised as a British male helped her. As the British crew members took her in. Reed's ship was taken by pirates whom she willingly joined. She accepted the king's pardon, 1718 to 1719, then took a commission to privateer, but joined the crew in mutiny. In 1720 she joined a pirate, John Calico Jack, Rackham and his companion Anne Bonny, who both believes her to be a man, and 22nd of August 1720. The three stole an armed sloop named William Sloop. Okay, is a sailboat with a single mast, generally having only one head sail in front of the mast and one mainsail abaft behind. Abaft means behind the mast. It is a type of fore and aft rig. The mainsail may be of any type, most often Bermuda rig, but also others such as gaff or gutter. From port in Nassau. Scholars are uncertain how female pirates like Reed and Bonny conceal their sex in a male-dominated environment. Them just act tougher than them, enough of them Monday. Some scholars, however, have theorized that the wearing of breech by female pirates may have been either a method of hiding their identity or simply as practical clothing that solidified their working place on board the ship among the other seamen. When Bonny told Reed that she was a woman because she was attracted to her, Reed revealed that she too was a woman. To abate the jealousy of her lover, Rackham, who suspected romantic involvement between the two, Bonny told him that Reed was a woman. Speculation over the relationship between Bonny and Reed led to images depicting the two in battle together. A victim of the pirates, Dorothy Thomas left a description of Reed and Bonny. They wore men's jackets and long trousers and handkerchiefs tied about their heads, and each of them had a machete and pistol in their hands, and they cursed and swore at the men to murder her. Thomas also recorded that she knew that they were women from the largeness of their breasts. Captured and imprisonment. On 22nd October 1720, former private captain Jonathan Barnett took Rackham's crew by surprise while they hosted a rum party with another crew of Englishmen at Negro's Point off the west coast. Off the west coast of the colony of Jamaica. Allegedly, after a volley of fire disabled the pirate vessel, Rackham's crew and their guests fled to hold, leaving only the two women and one other to fight Barnes' boarding party. It is also possible that Rackham and his crew were too drunk to fight. The official trial transcript says there were no defense mounted aside from a swivel gun being fired before Barnett fired in response. After that, the record says that Rackham and his crew surrendered, requesting quarter. I guess that's quarter. During military conflict or piracy implies that combatants would not be taken prisoners but executed. Since the Hague Convention of 1899, it is considered a war crime. It is also prohibited in customary international law and by Rome Statute. The EU Convention of 1907 states in 1907 that it is especially forbidden to declare that no quarter will be given. Okay, so if them give up, then get quarter or mercy, I think. What? Rakim and his crew were arrested and brought to trial in what is now Spanish Town, Jamaica. What? Watch out. But we never know if we go find Jamaica in this story, yeah? Eh? Where they were sentenced to hang for act of piracy, as were Reed and Bonnie. However, the women claimed they were both quick with child, known as plead in the belly, and received temporary stay of execution. Reed died while in prison in April 1721. Her burial 28th of April. But them tell you when she buried, but not when she died. April when? Is in the records of St. Catherine's Church in Jamaica. There is no record of the burial of her baby, suggesting that she may have died while pregnant or perhaps never had been pregnant. Even in a popular culture, I tell you, say, we not be a fiction in popular culture. A fictionalized version of Mary Read appeared in the 2013 video game Assassin's Creed. That 1V thing again. Black Flag, and is voiced by Olivia Morgan. She poses as James Kidd, the illegitimate son of Captain William Kidd, and is a member of the Assassin Order. In 2006 TV film True Caribbean Pirates featured Mary Read, portrayed by Kimberly Adair. Wow, I'm tell you, so history is so rich. It's so amazing. You can sit down for y'all 3, 4, 5 hours and just I look on them people, all them people are great. Yes, man, do a part 2 of Pirates of. Because it's not pirates, it's just black pirates. Historical black pirates. Watch out. Okay. The page, so let me just punch in. Did you mean historically black pirates? I put in historical black pirates, and it said the page historical black pirates does not exist. You can create a draft and submit it for review or request that a redirect be created. But consider checking the results below to see whether the topic is already covered. So you see, you can even create your own, or even at that my shy show, you know. There's so much things we can do. If you build up yourself. I say everywhere you look, everywhere you look, everywhere you look, our history is so strong. From pirates to cowboys to captain to pilots. Our history rich. Our history is really rich. And we are the one who not pay attention to it. Okay, so they do have a movie, 1976 Italian film starring Cabri Bed, the Black Pirate. It's a silent film. We have so much with history, so rich. There's a next pirate. I'm gonna just get a glimpse because I'm researching these stuff. I'm looking into these stuff, right? And there's a next one. There's a next pirate. This man stole a ship. The man convinced the people. But tell you say, yo, we are the genius. We are genius. We are genius because the things that we used to do. The things that we used to do. We used to be so creative in a more stressful, strenuous, hard situation. And we survived them things there. We survived all of them. Man and woman, you know. That's why I say it's such a balance right through with history. Right through our history. There's balance. Right through with history. We have people who set so much example. We have so much example of black excellence. So I just want to do like introduction to all of them great hero until I can find more information. But there is so much. You can't get lost in them in our history and never return because it's so beautiful. Our history is so beautiful. And the people them, they're like heroes, real life heroes. Real life heroes. That's why I love them story. I know. Me get me get so intrigued and all of them stuff here. I can do at least an hour for each one every day. This was just on the today what was just on the first Black Pirate. But then we find out that there's other pirates, female pirate. You know, every department, we in everything. We are the blood in everything. That's why I'm gonna continue to dig up them story, yeah. Just for read about them great people, yeah. And understand, say, when we there fight against each other, them great people, they fight against a system, a fight against a way of thinking, because them people that feel so we never good enough. We even know I saw it here. We don't get the credit, we don't get the position. We have to work twice as hard to get the same position. Me I say, alright, if we is twice as better as that person, why do we have to do the work twice? Just because we don't accept that we're that good? So I don't feel we fault we don't accept our greatness. I feel no fault. Because when I look at these people and see the trial and the tribulation how them go through, we're fighters. We're winners. We are the champion. So if you not tell your kids, your brother and your sister them the same thing. At that me say, on sit down, we sit down and wait upon somebody to give our flowers. When we are the same one in the same boat, all we have to say, I respect you. How we communicate with each other, you know. How we see each other. And how we work together. When I look on them three things in every other race, that are the key to them success. The same time I get a catering job, them I go all way out and some houses when I go and see how the people them live. That's all I'm gonna ask for now. That are the only thing I'm gonna ask for. Just for us live better, build together, and understand say there's a future together. We don't see a future together because we can't even look on our past. We can't even respect the fact say them people need to be highlighted. Them people need we to come out and say, me I rep this person, me I rep that person. But nobody now look on we like how we don't look on each other. When they cut off all of the AIDS from Africa, right? And all of them people that are freak out. Oh, Donald Trump is cutting off AIDS. It's not fair. But most of the AIDS them not go to the people them. Most of the AIDS go in the pocket of the politicians them. That's why one time I look upon all of them money I will represent, right? I say past, present and future, cause Sankora did represent the past. Theodore represent now. And I tell you, say the amount of people that will understand what it is to do good. That's why them voting back in. The people them voting back in and say, look man, the job where you have to continue doing the job. And I feel say that's how it's supposed to be. The amount of things where the man do. Them do a videotape where the man bring in like farm, tractor, all of them stuff there. And then the government videotape it, you know. And him videotape it and I say, put it out there, put it out there. The man is just going about it. All of them people when I read about. These people are just going about their life, but them people are believing in something. And people are believing in justice, rights, equality. Equality in a sense, Wanna leave me alone so I can get my own with no restriction. Without me hurting anybody. Cause of that me say it don't make no sense. Me I look for take away your house just for gain a house. So without cheating or taking from anybody. That's how we're supposed to go about it. But I know how we go about it. Your eye red, my eye blue, your foot left, my foot right, all of them things there. The things there. I wonder if them people are actually, them just have the conversation just to have a conversation, or what's the purpose of just talking uselessness? I want to continue doing what I do because, again, it to me it has some meaning. To find out the history of these people, the greatness of these people, that I can walk a little straighter. My back straight, like it always straight. Because I don't have back problem. Right? But then people have said some example where it's just like say, here is a transcript for Uno to follow. But me get to realize that nobody not care about that. They don't care about it in a sense. There's no money in it for them. Growth, education, upliftment. Them things they worth more than money. Man have over $100 million and he can't come out of jail. So, me know say it's not about money. It's never just about money. So when I come on, I find them interesting people for research and talk about. Everything when them a shove down people throat. It's because them always a sell something. They're always selling something. So obviously if they must sell something, they must have advertising. Our life shouldn't be based on advertising, no. Our life should be based on meaning. So I just find people, I find so much people but just by watching one video, reading one article, there's so much information within that content. Okay, so ask Chat GPT. Okay, I'm gonna put in what's D-H-E-I-R. Okay, so this is my question. What's stopping the black race from success in their own culture? Whoa. I mean, Chat GPT have to analyze that. What do you think, sir? Chat GPT did have all of the answers. guess it to analyze to give me a good answer or an answer when me can because them usually ask, so you want the real answer or you just want, something where you can deal with. Yeah, so me can figure out when we done answer, figure out the answer. Alright, me already state the answer. Why? That part is on us. That part that belong to we. The unity part, the respect part, the growth. Just like how I say in 3 years where Abraham Tador do to Burkina Faso. You see the thing about it is all of them things that Sankora had those plans, had them ideas there. And that me tell you, good ideas they don't die. People dead left good ideas, yes. So the very fact say he's carrying on something that somebody else saw that was necessary. Enough people never like him because the things how him go about him things. Nobody not supposed to tell you how you're supposed to raise your kid, The only thing that they can tell you to do with your kids is do not abuse your kids. That are the only thing they can tell you not to do. That's the law for us not to abuse each other. Like a universal law, right? But may I say, if you discipline your kid, them can't tell you so you can't discipline your kid and then them are going to discipline the kid by putting him in a prison. That makes absolutely no sense. So when they tell you, oh, you can't beat your kid, they're supposed to say you can't beat a kid to death, but you can't discipline a kid. And discipline is necessary. Until the same time I go into the store and I say one culture of them kid in a uniform, in a karate uniform. Then I go somewhere else and I say one next culture of them kids in a karate uniform. Karate uniform, when karate represents discipline. That's why people who know karate don't get in a fight. Them avoid fight. Because them know what them can do. That's why them have to stay disciplined. The people them not have no sense. I know so them will get them ass kick anyways. Them are the one who want to fight and can't fight. I don't understand how this is same thing you analyze this a question also. Analyzing this a question. Unless you go give me one book. But it just did I say to analyze, so maybe when I forward, but tonight me will have one answer. Maybe tonight when I forward it to have an answer. An answer when I can deal with, because maybe it feels that it can give me the true answer and what is necessary for us to be successful. Because I tell you, we stop ourselves, We're the one who stop ourselves. We become accept burden, crosses, burden, all kind of thing. Right? So when things are going wrong with we feel that that's good. We supposed to no. We don't deserve nothing more than anybody else. We do the same thing in our life. We're not supposed to get punished because of our skin, because of our intelligence, because we're different, with creativity. All of them things we're not supposed to get punishment for. But may I tell you the truth, those are the things that we'll get punishment for. And then we punish yourself by doing it to each other. If you want to practice violence, I believe you should be locked in a room where you can beat up yourself. If you want to climb on top of the ceiling and jump off, or on top of the furniture and jump off, broke a bone, broke 2, 3, 4 bone, then call the ambulance to come pick you up. Yes, but that still a go put pressure upon the health system. Yes, but at least are you alone? More than you go out there cause trouble with other people and then 2 people end up in a position there. I know everybody want violence in them life. I know everybody want crosses, critics, criticizers, and people when I mean them good. Some people want them in them. Some people want them something in their life. Cause I know me alone say they meet woman and woman say if they no beat them no love them. One time one woman come on Facebook come tell the story. Everybody I tell this woman say she need help. She need to go get her mental health. Manners and respect. Then she need to go get mental health because if you're there with somebody and the only reason where they can show us that they love you is to beat you up. Ain't that make absolutely no sense. It doesn't make no sense. So all of them areas that when we find to highlight, these heroes are real heroes. These heroes need to be highlighted. Because nobody now, with greatness is not gonna be appreciated by anybody except us. All of them pirate here, woman and man, all of them are fight for themselves. A fight for them right to exist. Now we are beg for the right to exist. We really are beg for the right to exist. The people them pay the politician and then and beg the politician then to come fix the road, to come do this. Beg them, you know. I mean I say you see them they don't want to do it. That's not what they want to do. They want to take your money, buy big house, fly go all over the place. It's the same thing. And not just Jamaica alone. But when you look upon Africa, right? The politician them, the same thing. Them a boss say Donald Trump a cut off their money. Right? Meanwhile, Abraham a cut them off and a run them out in country long time. The man paid out. Yo, the things them where the man, the infrastructure where the man a put in him country for him people them. And the man say, me no want no raise. These are the things where me say, these are the things where, you look on them things, yeah? These people, them not represent us. They never did. You don't know the people them represent, you know. And at them people that you know to promote. That's why I say, okay, one of the questions I did ask before, you know, okay, when Donald Trump leave office, who is gonna be the next president? Nobody knows. Because there's nobody out there on that trail setting a standard, a level for others to follow. Me say, okay then fine. If we not get rid of these people in power, who we not gonna put in? We not have people from say basic school with the mentality of betterment. I will not just choose anybody and say them people can make it better. Knowing over and over say they have never done it. That's why I say they don't have no reason. They don't have no reason to change nothing. Them not have no reason. If there was accountability, that's reason. So if we now look on the people them where we can highlight who are going to represent we the right way. And that's what we're supposed to do. I try find the people them, encourage the people them to do good. I said the things that I love to do, right, is to just understand. I just we fi understand with greatness. Work together on greatness. That's why I'm saying the people I was growing up with, them people that never said no. Them people never like to then go out of them way if set a standard. But they did. People them always set a standard for we follow. And a them standard them me a follow. Them standard them me love. Those are the standard me love. As we proceed to give you what you need, and there's always more to come. Manners respect people.